Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Elite's Master Plan 3. We have already uploaded Elite's Master Plan 1 and 2 on our YouTube channel, Dharmesh Mehta GPAT. If you haven't watched those videos, do watch them. The link will be also available in the description box below. Today, we will be solving some MCQs on anti-epileptic drugs. And here, we'll not only look into the correct options, but also the other options which are there so that we will be more clear with the concept. So now I will just give you a brief introduction on anti-epileptic chapter. So in anti-epileptic chapter, we have to focus on the types of seizures which are present. There are many different types of seizures and the major classification is general seizures, that is generalized seizures and partial seizures. Okay. So again, they are further divided into many types. Then we have to know the classification part, that is the structural based classification and also the mechanism of action based classification. Then we have to know the drug of choice, that is which drug is used for which particular type of seizures, that is also very important. And also the adverse effect which are associated with the drugs, specific adverse effects, that also we should know. Okay, so I will give you one example of adverse effect. Like we all of you have heard that spina bifida is caused by sodium valproate, right? So spina bifida is a neural tube defect and it occurs due to the deficiency of folic acid, that is vitamin B9, correct? And in this defect, what happens is the embryo is not able to form its spinal cord properly, okay? Underdeveloped ही रह जाता है और इसीलिए जो हमारा सोडियम वाल्प्रोइट है वो कॉन्ट्रा इंडिकेटेड है इन प्रेगनेंसी because it is a teratogenic in nature. Okay, so with this brief introduction, now let's start with the questions. So first question, the preferred treatment for status epilepticus is. Okay, so हमें यहाँ पर ट्रीटमेंट पूछा है स्टेटस एपिलेप्टिकस का, तो कुछ नाम होंगे ड्रग्स के, सच एज इथोसक्सीमाइड ऑप्शन ए, बी है वाल्प्रोइड, सी है डायजिपम और डी है क्लोरप्रोमाजिन. तो मुझे क्लोरप्रोमाजिन नाम देखने से ही पता चलता है कि दिस इज नॉट अ not in class of anti-epileptic drugs, so it is actually a antipsychotic drug, so this will go. And before coming to the next options, first we'll see the status epilepticus. So status epilepticus जानने से पहले हम जानते हैं कि epilepsy क्या होती है. So in epilepsy what happens is there are abnormal rhythms that happens in the cerebral cortex. Okay, so what happens, there are billions of neurons which are present in our brain, correct? So what happens is the electrical activity in the brain increases. Okay, our brain has excitatory neurons as well as inhibitory neurons. Okay, so when there is an imbalance between these two types of neurons, when the excitatory neurons activity increases, electrical activity increases. Okay, and that time सीजर्स ऑकर्स. ओके, सो सीजर्स में क्या होता है, जो हमारा ब्रेन का जो पार्ट है जो किसी बॉडी फंक्शन को कंट्रोल कर रहा था, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू टेक एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ब्रीदिंग और द बिहेवियर. ओके, सो अगर जो ब्रेन का पार्ट उस बॉडी फंक्शन को कंट्रोल कर रहा था वो अगर अफेक्ट हो गया इस एक्सेसिव इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटी में, तो जो हमें सिम्टम्स दिखाई देंगे वो भी कैसे दिखाई देंगे, जैसे कि एबनॉर्मल ब्रीदिंग होगा, फिर बिहेवियरल चेंजेस होंगे. तो ये सारे जो है वो इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटी ज्यादा होने से होते हैं. ओके, देन वी हैव अदर टर्म कन्वर्जेंस. ओके, कन्वर्जेंस में क्या होता है, हमारा जो मसल्स है वो कंटिन्यूअस स्पाजम्स में चला जाता है या फिर रिजिडिटी जैसे आ जाती है. सो दिस आर द डिफरेंट टर्म्स विच आर associated with epilepsy. Okay, then there are many causes of epilepsy. So one of the cause will be increase in the excitatory neurotransmitter, that is a glutamate. Okay, so glutamate, we know that it is a excitatory neurotransmitter, correct? So what happens, its activity increases, so directly the action potential will also increase, and if action potential increase, that means the electrical activity in the brain will increase. So because of that, we have to control this glutamate. We will see a different mechanism of actions which are involved in the next slide, but before that, first we'll look into the status epilepticus. So status epilepticus is a single seizure, okay, single seizure lasting more than 5 minutes, that is a chronic stage. Okay, either I can say this, or I can say in 5 minutes there are more than one episode of seizures. Okay, either way I can say, either one seizure will be there for 5 minutes or more than 5 minutes, or in 5 minutes we will get more than one episodes of seizures. Okay, so both these cases are emergency situations, and hence for the treatment of status epilepticus we use IV route. Okay, next, benzodiazepines are the most effective drugs in the treatment of status epilepticus. ओके, सो बेंजोडाइजिपाइंस जो क्लास है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है या फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ ड्रग है इन स्टेटस एपिलेप्टिकस. हमने लोराजिपम का नाम सुना होगा, डायजिपम का नाम सुना होगा. तो ये जो दो ड्रग्स है, दिस आर गिवन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ आईवी ड्यूरिंग दिस सिचुएशन. ओके, स्टेटस एपिलेप्टिकस. तो हम नेक्स्ट ऑप्शंस अब देखते हैं. एंटीसाइकोटिक ड्रग है क्लोरप्रोमाजिन, तो ये पहले ही आउट हो गया था. देन यस, बेंजोडाइजिपाइंस और डाइजिपम, ये बेंजोडाइजिपाइन की क्लास है, तो ये यूज होगा स्टेटस एपिलेप्टिकस में. और जो बाकी के दो ड्रग्स है, इथोसक्सीमाइड एंड सोडियम वाल्प्रोएट, these are also anti-epileptic drugs, but the first line drug is diazepam. Okay, these are not used as first line drugs. Okay, then we'll look into the different types of seizures, but first we'll look into the classification based on mechanism of action. Okay, so prolongation of sodium channel inactivation. अभी हमने देखा कि जब एक्शन पोटेंशियल बढ़ जाता है तब इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटी ब्रेन में बढ़ जाती है, और उसी के कारण हमें सब सिम्टम्स दिखाई देते हैं, राइट. सो द मेजर स्टेप इन एक्शन पोटेंशियल इज इनफ्लक्स ऑफ सोडियम चैनल, करेक्ट. सो अगर हम सोडियम चैनल ज्यादा देर तक इनएक्टिवेशन स्टेट में रखेंगे तो वो एक्शन पोटेंशियल को होने नहीं देगा, करेक्ट. इफ एक्शन पोटेंशियल डजंट ऑकर, then electrical activity will also subside down, correct. So that's why first mechanism of action is prolongation of sodium channel inactivation. Okay, and in this we have the drugs like phenytoin, carbamazepine, valproate, और ये जो तीन है वो आप PVC ऐसे रिमेम्बर कर सकते हैं. ओके, ये याद रखने के लिए आप PVC वर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं. फिर है लेमोट्रिगिन, topiramate, zonisamide, lacosamide. These are also the drugs which are involved in the same mechanism of action. Okay, next one, inhibition of excitatory glutaminergic synapse. Okay, so inhibition, अभी हमने देखा था कि ग्लूटामेट एक एक्साइटेटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर है, करेक्ट. और अगर हम इसका इनहिबिशन करेंगे तो क्या होगा, जो इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटी है, जो एक्शन पोटेंशियल है, वो भी कम हो जाएगा, करेक्ट. सो फिनोबार्बिटोन, सो हम देख सकते हैं कि जो फेनिटोइन है, लेमोट्रिगिन है, टोपिरामेड, वाल्प्रोएट, लेकोसमाइड, ये सभी ड्रग्स यहाँ पर भी रिपीट हो गए जो यहाँ पर थे, राइट. और जो नए ड्रग्स है वो है फिनोबार्बिटोन और लेविट्रायसिटम. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वन इज फैसिलिटेशन ऑफ गाबा मीडिएटेड चैनल क्लोराइड चैनल ओपनिंग. ओके, तो यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि गाबा इज अ इनहिबिटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर. ओके, ये एक इनहिबिटरी, ग्लूटामेट एक्साइटेटरी है, गाबा जो है वो इनहिबिटरी है क्योंकि वो क्लोराइड चैनल बढ़ाता है. क्लोराइड चैनल बढ़ाता है यानी क्लोराइड एक इनहिबिटरी एक्शन प्रोड्यूस करता है, करेक्ट. So barbiturates, benzodiazepines are the examples over here. Barbiturates are the GABA mimetic, correct. They will increase the length of the chloride channel opening. And benzodiazepines are the GABA facilitatory. What they will do, they will increase the frequency of chloride channel opening. Okay. Then we have vigabatrin. So vigabatrin is actually inhibiting the enzyme called as GABA transaminase. Okay, this is the enzyme which is involved in the metabolism of GABA. Okay, so अगर विगाबेट्रिन ने ट्रांसअमाइनेज को इनहिबिट कर दिया तो क्या होगा, ऑटोमेटिकली गाबा की लेवल बढ़ जाएगी, और अगर गाबा की लेवल बढ़ गई तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो क्या करेगा, अपनी एक्शन दिखाएगा बाय ओपनिंग द क्लोराइड चैनल, ओके, एंड कॉजिंग इनहिबिशन. नेक्स्ट valproate, then we have gabapentin. Gabapentin भी, if we see the name, um, we can see that GABA means it will increase the GABA levels, right? It is a alpha, GABA agonist. Okay, it will act as a agonist. Okay, agonist of GABA. So hence it will increase the levels of GABA in the synaptic cleft. Okay, then we have tiagabine. Tiagabine means it will increase the GABA levels by inhibiting the transporter. Okay, which transporter? There is one transporter called as GAT1. Okay, GAT1 is a GABA reuptake transporter. So it will inhibit this transporter. Okay, this transporter will get inhibited, and hence the GABA levels will increase in the synaptic cleft. Okay, and the next one we have is inhibition of T-type calcium current. Okay, so वैसे तो बहुत सारे वोल्टेज गेटेड कैल्शियम करंट्स होते हैं, जैसे कि एन से न्यूरल टाइप होता है, पी से परकिंजे टाइप, आर से रेसिडुअल टाइप. सेम वे जो एपिलेप्सी में यूज होता है वो है टी टाइप. ओके, तो ये याद रखना, यहाँ पर हम टी टाइप कैल्शियम चैनल को ब्लॉक करते हैं या इनहिबिट करते हैं. इसमें इथोसक्सीमाइड एक नया ड्रग है, वाल्प्रोएट है, और जोनिसमाइड तो हमने यहाँ पर भी देखा था. और आप देखेंगे कि वाल्प्रोएट इज कमिंग अंडर एवरी मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन, करेक्ट. सो ये मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन थे. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द लास्ट स्लाइड. सो हियर we have already seen there are different types of seizures. So major types is generalized seizures and partial seizures. Okay, so partial seizures is also called as unilateral seizures. Okay, unilateral, and this is called as bilateral. Okay, why? Because here both hemispheres of brain are involved, and here only one side of the brain is involved. Okay, but it may, over time it may spread to other parts also. Okay, but usually it is a unilateral. Okay, so under partial seizures we have simple, complex. So in simple partial seizures we are using a conventional type drugs such as carbamazepine, phenytoin, and valproate, the PVC mnemonic which we have done in the previous slide. So we can remember it over here. And in newer drugs we have gabapentin, lamotrigine, and tiagabine. Gabapentin, tiagabine are increasing the GABA levels, and lamotrigine inactivates the sodium channel. I mean, it will prolong the inactivation of sodium channel, and it will also decrease the glutaminergic activity. Then we have absence or petitumel. So this comes under the generalized seizures, and this is also called as minor seizures. In these, a person stares in one direction, or he freezes. Okay, so these are the some symptoms. And here we are using valproate, ethosuximide, and two types, that is clonazepam and clobazam. These are the benzodiazepine drugs. Okay, then we have tonic clonic and granular. So in tonic clonic or granular, it is also called as major type of seizures. It is also coming under the generalized seizures, right? So here we are using carbamazepine, phenytoin, valproate, and phenobarbital. So this here also we can remember the PVC mnemonic, and one more, there is a phenobarbital. Then myoclonic atonic. In myoclonic there is a shock like movement happening in this type of seizures, and in atonic the whole muscle tone is decreased, or not decreased, the whole muscle tone is not there, so not present, so whole muscles are relaxed, in relaxed state, और इसमें chances होते हैं patient गिर भी सकता है. Okay, so here we have examples of valproate, lamotrigine, topiramate, clonazepam. एंड स्टेटस एपिलेप्टिकस तो हमने अभी भी देखा था कि इसमें जो एग्जांपल्स है वो बेंजोडाइजेपाइन्स के हैं, डायजेपम, नॉरडायजेपम, लोराजेपम. So these are the examples in status epilepticus. Let's move on to the next question. Next question है, which one of the following anti-epileptic drug do not contain uride in its structure? Okay, so do not बोला है, not ये वर्ड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पर, क्योंकि कई बार हम ये नॉट मिस कर जाते हैं और जिसमें यूराइड प्रेजेंट होता है वही ड्रग हम लेते हैं, राइट. लेकिन यहाँ पर नॉट पूछा है, यानी किस ड्रग में वो यूराइड रिंग नहीं है. ओके, सो लेट्स सी द ऑप्शंस फर्स्ट. So in this type of question, we should also know about the structural classification of it. Okay, so phenytoin, trimethadione, ethotoin and lamotrigine. So सबसे पहले हम यूराइड का स्ट्रक्चर देखते हैं. तो यूराइड का स्ट्रक्चर ऐसे होता है. ओके, सो इसमें हम देख सकते हैं इट इज अ असाइल यूरिया डेरिवेटिव. ओके, असाइल यूरिया डेरिवेटिव है ये. ओके, असाइल ग्रुप यानी RC डबल बॉन्ड O, और ये पूरा स्ट्रक्चर यूराइड का है. ओके, तो हम देखते हैं फर्स्ट फेनिटोइन का स्ट्रक्चर. फेनिटोइन का स्ट्रक्चर इट इज कमिंग अंडर हाइडेंटोइन क्लास. सो हियर वी कैन सी अ सिमिलर स्ट्रक्चर of uride, right? So this is a drug with a uride structure, that is a phenytoin. Then we have trimethadione. Here also we can see the same structure as uride. So trimethadione also contains uride structure. Okay, trimethadione is also coming under the class of oxazolidine-dione. Okay, then we have a ethotoin. In ethotoin, we are also having a similar uride structure, correct? And we have eth means we have ethyl group over here, and we also have a phenyl group over here. Okay, then we have a lamotrigine. So if you have learned the structural classification, you will see that it's given phenyl triazine derivative, right? So phenyl triazine derivative is nothing but your lamotrigine. Okay, because it contains a triazine group along with a phenyl group. Okay, so our answer will be lamotrigine, because all other options are which are given are containing the ring, that is uride, but only the lamotrigine structure doesn't contain uride. It contains triazine and a phenyl group. Okay, so this is the way, these are the way you have to look into the question. Okay, the not word is important over here. Then you should know the structural based classification of each and every drug. Okay, so if you want more such videos, you can just type on YouTube Dharmesh Mehta GPAT, subscribe to our channel, and you will press this bell icon and you will get the notification every time a video is posted. Okay, and we also have a free WhatsApp group, or if you want to enroll for the classes, you can contact on this number. You can mention your name, your college name, and we'll do the needful. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. The nipecotic acid derivative act by. Okay, so nipecotic acid is a structure that we have to know first. So first we'll look into the nipecotic structure. So nipecotic structure, so in this type of question, you can see that directly the drug name is not given over here. We have given a mechanism of action. So the question can come like this also. So we have to know the mechanism of action, we have to know the drugs, and also its structural part. Okay, so we can just remember the main structural constituent which is present. No need to go in whole structure, but main rings which are present in those structure, in those drugs, that we have to remember. Okay, so अगर हमने यहाँ पर देखा कि ये निपेकोटिक एसिड है, इसमें हम देख सकते हैं एक पिपिरिडीन ग्रुप है, that is a pyridine without bonds, और एक कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप है, करेक्ट. सो इसमें इसे हम निपेकोटिक एसिड बोलते हैं. नाउ गाबापेंटीन, गाबा अल्फा एगोनिस्ट बोला है और उसका एग्जांपल है गाबापेंटीन. सो इसमें एक सिंपल साइक्लोहेक्सेन ग्रुप है, देन CH2NH2 ग्रुप है, और एक एसिटिक एसिड ग्रुप है. इसमें निपेकोटिक एसिड नहीं है, राइट. देन इथोसक्सीमाइड, दैट इज अ कैल्शियम चैनल ब्लॉकिंग एजेंट. सो इथोसक्सीमाइड में सक्सिनेमाइड ग्रुप कहाँ पर तो होगा. सो यस, द 4 कार्बन रिंग we have 1 2 3 1. This is the first one, this is second one, this is third, and this is fourth. So succinic acid is a 4 carbon chain containing acid, right? So here it is in a cyclic form along with the amide structure. So it is a succinamide present in ethosuximide. Okay. Next we'll look into the inhibiting GABA transaminase. So this we have already seen, that is vigabatrin is a drug which inhibit the GABA transaminase. And here also we can just see the simple structure, the carboxylic acid part, then amino part. But here also we are not having a nipecotic acid structure. But let us see the last option, inhibit the GABA reuptake. Okay, so this example is tiagabin, correct? So in tiagabin, we can see a nipecotic acid structure. We can see two thiophene rings also. Okay, so these are the things you have to remember, like thiophene rings in tiagabin, then nipecotic acid structure. Then in case of gabapentin, you can just remember the cyclohexane part of it, acetic acid part of it. Okay, then in ethosuximide, you can remember the succinimide group which is present. Okay, and since it is eth, you can remember this ethyl group. Okay, and one methyl group is also present. Then in vigabatrin, it is a simple aliphatic acid chain. Okay, along with acid and the NH2 group. So these things you have to remember. Okay, so correct answer is inhibit GABA reuptake, and this is mechanism followed by tiagabin. Okay. Next question, correct statement concerning carbamazepine include all except. Okay, so this word is again important over here. Okay, so we are asked actually the wrong statement about carbamazepine. Okay, so this except word is a game changer over here. That is, we have to now look for a option that is wrong about carbamazepine. Okay, so first of all, the A option is used in trigeminal neuralgia. This statement is correct. Why? Because drug of choice for trigeminal neuralgia is carbamazepine. Okay, and second alternative drug of choice is phenytoin for this trigeminal neuralgia. Okay, trigeminal neuralgia means there is a pain in neurons. Okay, then we have useful in the treatment of generalized tonic-clonic seizures. Yes, this statement is also correct. Then we have untoward effect are drowsiness, vertigo, and blurred vision. This statement is also correct. These are the adverse or side effects of carbamazepine. And finally, the C statement is initial dose should be high. Before looking into this, just look at this table. Initial dose is 200 mg twice a day. Okay. Maintenance dose is 800 to 1200 mg per day, and maximum dose is 1600 mg per day. So starting dose is just 200 twice a day. So it's not high dose. So initial dose is high. This statement is wrong, correct? And this is the answer. Let's look into some more things about carbamazepine. So carbamazepine is an enzyme inducer. Okay, so it induces the metabolizing enzymes such as CYP450 enzyme. Okay, and it will decrease the action of few drugs such as oral contraceptives. Okay, it will increase its action since it is an inducer. And some drugs such as erythromycin, sodium valproate are the inhibitors of this enzyme. Okay, these are the inhibitors of this enzyme, and hence they will not metabolize this carbamazepine, and in turn carbamazepine will increase in level, and hence its action will also increase. Okay, so this you have to remember. Next, drug of choice in epilepsy with pregnancy. Okay, so drug of choice with in epilepsy with pregnancy means we have to see a drug which is safe in pregnancy, right? So first is phenytoin. So we have already seen that phenytoin is associated with various adverse effects such as hirsutism. Hirsutism means the androgen levels, that is a male hormone, increases in female. Okay, and they also get a hair pattern as in males. Okay, so hirsutism is a common adverse effect. Okay, then we have vitamin K deficiency, then we have osteomalacia. Okay, osteomalacia means softening of bones. So these are the many adverse effects. Then arrhythmia is also there. So there are many adverse effects of phenytoin, and it also has a fatal hydantoin syndrome on embryo and fetus. So hence it cannot be used in pregnancy. Next one is sodium valproate. So this example we have already seen in our first slide, that is it causes spina bifida, hence it is not given. Then ethosuximide. So here it crosses placenta, so it is also not given in pregnancy. Okay, and carbamazepine. This is perceived as the safest drug. Okay, when given alone, although it has some adverse effect, it has some teratogenicity, but it comparatively from these three, this is the considered as this is considered as safest drugs. Okay, carbamazepine. Now let us see metabolism of carbamazepine. Carbamazepine is a structure with two benzene rings on the side, either side, and in middle there is a azapine structure. Azapine meaning it is a 7-membered structure along with a nitrogen. This is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this is a 7-membered structure along with nitrogen. So it is a azapine. That's why we have azapine in carbamazepine. Okay, then by CYP3A4, what happens? Here we get a epoxy group at 10 and 11 position instead of a double bond. Okay, and this is the this metabolite is active. Okay, that means it will also have a same action as carbamazepine. Okay, these are few important points we have to note down about carbamazepine. One more thing, carbamazepine can also be confused with the other drug, that is diethyl carbamazine. Okay, diethyl carbamazine is a anti-helminthic drug and carbamazepine is anti-epileptic drugs. Okay, and few other things you have to note down, that diazepam, about diazepam. Diazepam is also used in febrile seizures. Okay, so we have already seen that diazepam is used in status epilepticus. So one more use of diazepam is it is also used in febrile seizures in children's, and it is given to rectal route. Okay, it is given through rectal route. So this is one important thing you have to remember. So like this, from these MCQs, we can conclude that not only the mechanism of action and its drug names are important, the structural classification is also very important in solving MCQs. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.